here in the heart of the Ozarks with my friends in one country. They are giving away over. Hey, welcome to the Hope for the Heart. I'm your host, Adrian L. Riley. Thank you for joining us. I'm the Vice President of the Real Hope Foundation, which is sponsoring the Hope for the Heart, which is our foundation. And with me is my sister, my older sister, Angela Tanner, who is the president of Real Hope and Hope for the Heart, our new podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, I hear TV in the background.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can do something about the TV.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and plug some things we got coming up.
Okay. All right.
All right. As my sister go take care of that, because we are new to podcasting or vlogging. As a result of doing this, we're trying to work out the kinks. We're going to start from somewhere. Now, one of the things we were saying is we're going to look back at our progress starting. So we're building our studio. We got a lot of that up, and it's doing very well as far as the furniture we have. We have the mics and things of that nature. So with that being said, if you are interested in volunteering to help us with this production, we will really appreciate it, because we don't really know what we're doing that much. So, but we're going to learn as we go. We're going to do it ourselves, because we really want to have an impact on the community and talk about, especially where we're from. We're from Elkhart, Indiana, hence the name of the podcast, Hope for the Heart. That's why heart is spelled that way. For those who's curious, that's the tail end of how you spell Elkhart. Well, we really appreciate your support. If you're really good at tech things and podcasts and sound and lighting, feel free to please volunteer and help us. Also, if you was interested, just give me a second, because I want to make sure I can see. If you want to support us, there's a Cash App, $Real Hope Foundation. Feel free to donate. Proceeds go towards the podcast. Maybe you want to sponsor a show. We're going to come up with a way to price, like how you can earn a sponsorship, and we advertise, local businesses or even businesses from other places, just in case other people will look into what we do and see our videos, I hope. So check this out. I'll post this again at the end of the show, if I remember, because again, we're working on our cadence. So I'm gonna bring my sister back in.
Okay. Sorry about that. How's the sound now?
Yeah, that sounds good. Cause I'm like, what was that noise?
That's our mom in the background with the TV.
Most definitely. We have to have her on here eventually.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I'm sure that everybody will love her. I'm telling you.
Yeah, let her have a talk about the shots. So we can be banned on YouTube before we can get going good.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Ooh, boy. All righty. Well, this is
What happened?
I'm not gonna call out the episode names yet or numbers. We're taking these and release them later. We're not going live. So today we're going to cover and talk about the 6-year-old shooter, young man that shot the teacher. I forget where it's at now, but yeah, we'll just watch the news on it. I'm gonna share the screen and we're gonna watch the news, some news videos, and then do a review on it. So, why are you coming up twice? You coming up twice?
That's because I got kicked out.
No, okay.
Wait a minute.
You're out. You're done. It's fine.
Wait a minute.
You're gone.
I got kicked out.
No, you're not kicked out. You're still there.
How do I?
Can you hear me? Like you're fine.
Yeah, I can hear you, but how do I show my face? Okay. Oh, sorry, guys.
I see you.
I do now. Sorry.
All righty. Well, I'm going to share the screen with him because he was doing that, trying to figure it out. All right, we're going to share the screen. Here we go. We are in this too. We're airing it all. Get ready. Y'all pray for us. We're doing it.
Please.
This is important, but
Right, we trying.
y'all might as well get used to this. Y'all might as well get used to this.
For real.
Get used to it. All right, here we go.
Alarm where police say is safe. Someone they say his backpack was searched. So of course the question, how was the gun missed? Here's our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas.
All right, let's do it like this. Like I want to stop it here. And if you want me to stop, just say something. So
Okay.
As for those of you who don't know, that I have a background in law enforcement. I worked in corrections for years. And so that's one thing that, and again, this is a school, so they're not used to corrections or law enforcement level of searching. Maybe I suggest that schools will get that type of training, because I'm like him. How do you search a bag or search anyone and not, it didn't catch the bag? If it's a 9mm, I mean, that's a decent sized gun to miss in a backpack.
Right. Yeah. So how did that get missed?
Yeah, and that is interesting. I wonder what kind of training or something. And then you get into other issues like privacy and things, because if you're searching all the kids or you're doing metal detectors, and you know how that go, you can't bring backpacks, and then how you supposed to carry all the books. And so it can go in so many different directions when it comes to this. But yeah, I just don't see how they missed it, honestly. I mean, they couldn't have been looking.
Couldn't have, because there's just no way you could have missed, like you said, a 9mm in a backpack if it was searched thoroughly. So.
And then they got a call. Like, how you get a call? Oh no.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It seemed like administrators be on small stuff.
Right.
They be on their neck, but it's something important as that. Like, well, I guess it'd be okay. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Let's see what else they got to say.
Unofficial Newport News, Virginia. Just hours before a 6-year-old student opened fire on his teacher, a staffer was warned the boy might be armed.
At least one administrator was notified of a possible weapon and was aware that there was a potential that a weapon was on campus.
In a virtual town hall obtained by a WVT, superintendent telling families when the first grader arrived late for school, reported he might happen, but the turned up nothing. And police say, or not a few hours later, the boy shot her. Others, millimeter pistol.
Back and fired.
25-year-old Abby Werner in stable condition. Police say she saved lives that day.
That young lady stopped while she had suffered a gunshot wound and turned around to make sure those kids were safe.
David, we don't know how school officials missed that gun. We don't know if they patted the boy down, searched his pockets, or if the gun was somehow hidden. And we also don't know if they called the boy's parents when they were told he might have a gun.
A lot of questions.
Yeah, it's a ton of questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Who even knew that he had to make a phone call?
Exactly. And if someone did make the phone call, why? I mean, that the kid should have been like stopped or immediately. As soon as he got to school, they should have addressed that immediately. There's no way he should have went into that school and somebody had already alarmed them. And my main question is, how did I'm not trying to come down on anybody, but how did the parents not know this kid had a gun with him? He's 6.
Yep. Like, how do you not? Because if it's in your house, but then that lets me know, at least on the surface, the gun wasn't secure.
Right.
I was talking about this with one of the captains, and we were just kind of just brainstorming. And I said, yeah, so unless he know how to actually use a weapon at 6, that means the gun was already chambered. It was one in the tube when he even fired it off, because that means he'll have to rack it and before that. So apparently he didn't, because by the time he do all that, they would have seen all that. So he literally just pulled it out, and whatever the scenario was, and just squeezed the trigger.
Right, because from what they're saying, that it was definitely intentional. The shooting was intentional, so he knew exactly what he was doing. Thank God for the teacher, that the teacher is, she's not in critical condition anymore, is she?
No, she's up and speaking now.
Okay, yeah.
This is like from a few days ago.
Yeah.
This video. Yeah, and that again, it goes back to, like, if it was intentional, they had confrontation already, most likely.
Yeah.
Why even bring it? Like, I mean, he wanted to shoot her. Okay, what?
Right.
So again, either they had issues before or something. Why did he bring it? Like, why did he thought he need to bring it? Did he want to just show off for a second? Then he just got mad and did it? Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Look into that. And then again, it goes back to culture. What does he listen to around and all that just think that is a solution? Just a gun is a solution to anything.
Right, exactly. Yeah, at 6, yeah. And another question I have is, I'm wondering if he had already was having signs of like behavioral problems, maybe from home, or did the school notice anything, or what's the deal with that as well? Because you just don't, a 6-year-old just do not bring a gun to school, I mean, with no prior history of being a problem kid, or having difficulties or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that don't just drop from the clear blue sky.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And that's where even my own family, that at times when they was younger, when they didn't get it, it's just like, I was so concerned about them being over exposed to stuff, of course.
Right.
It's just like, no, they don't need to be seeing this, and they don't, just very mindful about what they watching, what they're around, who they're around.
Yeah.
That whole 9 yards, because especially nowadays with phones, and ain't no telling what people they watching on the phone or listening to.
Right.
And at that age, so like when I do classes, talk about how I say you are what you eat. And that's not just physically, but just what you consume as entertainment, and how that affects the brain, like the subconscious and all that, how your subconscious influences your conscious mind.
Yeah.
And at that age of 6, I mean, you're not processing stuff properly. You can't it's very difficult to make sounder decisions at that age. So the fact that he's responding this way, something is like, you got it from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And and that's where I come into play when, I say, parents, I mean, what are you doing? You just, I cannot just grasp the idea that this young 6-year-old had a gun and the parents knew nothing. I just cannot, I can't seem to, I can't. Yeah.
Cause I'm like, where the daddy at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause what was going on? Like, Mom, how you not? And they don't have to do all this necessarily on the news.
Right.
People need to be on their neck. Like, what's going on? Like, and I'm sure it is. And it's weird that they're not really even putting that out there, because people need to know. Like, people got to be held accountable for this. And it's not just a young boy who's 6, but parents, people who call just anonymously. Why don't you just go tell them? Like, man, he got the gun. I seen it. Or again, it goes back to the stuff in our community. We don't want to say nothing or whatever. Yeah. But let somebody white do something to it, then everybody picking it and marching it.
Exactly. And I almost think I heard that the parents may be charged. I'm thinking it was this case. I'm gonna have to go back.
I heard about that too.
Yeah. And that's a good deal if they are, because like you said, somebody got to be held responsible, because there's just no way that 6-year-old kid could have walked out the door to go to school to get on a bus with a gun. It's no.
Because it's like, did he leave by himself? Like, was nobody in the house?
Yeah.
because there's the the latchkey kid thing, and then it goes back to how you grown up. Because when I went to school in elementary, mama was gone to school, like everybody was gone. I had to leave by myself, but I know I wasn't gonna bring no gun.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
wasn't no gun.
Yeah,
I didn't know where it's at. I'll put it that way.
yeah,
If it was
exactly.
one, I know where it's at. It's like, so
Yeah,
I ain't gonna sit over and saying what done because I don't know. Because that's the whole thing. I don't know where it was at. Wasn't looking for one, wasn't concerned
right.
about one. And I went to school.
Yeah,
So
exactly. But yeah, that was the thing, back in our times and in our day, we were disciplined. We knew what to do and what we couldn't do. We know that there would be consequences if we did something we shouldn't do. And I don't think a lot of that is happening now. The kids, no consequences for their actions, no responsibility. Just it's none of that anymore.
and that's what I was talking about when the officer, I'll say this story is kind of interesting because especially those who for take all the guns away, like why they not all over this. It's just
Right.
interesting that they just not. This is like one of their perfect scenarios. They normally say, well, this happened, and it happened, and you don't really hear anything. Like I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is like I said, this is the time to catch these children when they're at this age, because this is one way, like you said, that gun violence starts. They start off young at this age and it continues on, until, and like I said, just thank God this teacher survived, because this could have really, really been a tragedy. So thank God for her. But yeah, this is where it starts. And this is the time. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I say this is time right now to step in, and where he's going to need some counseling and some kind of behavioral training, something, because you don't catch him now, not the next time, and might not, it's just could really be a tragedy.
And I heard he's in counseling currently, and they'll do family group eventually if they assault in counseling. So, because you just can't just do the work with the kids,
right?
Got to work with the family. So I'm sure a family group is coming as well.
Yeah.
But we have to keep an eye on that and keep updating everybody.
Right. Yeah.
On this, and I'm sure there's some other stuff that's going on, and ain't nothing happen locally as far as no shootings, as far as I know. Sometimes it can happen, and they don't ever make the news or anything. But I haven't got any reports from the police department or anything lately, so that's good.
Right.
Especially with the weather not being as cold as it usually is this time of year.
Yeah. Which is really good. Yeah.
Let's see what the next video is. I think it's the same thing. Hold up, I'm not going to share the screen. I'm going to pull it off. Pull it towards us for a second. I can do some exploring on the screen. Like just exploring. Let's see. It's one I want to go to next. About the guy. Just hit this for fun. Where's that time at? About 15 minutes in or so.
Okay.
Now this one is a video. Anthony Brian Logan did this video. So we may have to do a fair use thing too, but it's a certain part. It's about that guy that died from being tased, supposedly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You want to see it real quick?
Yes, because I didn't get a chance to see that one. So yeah. All
right. So I'll try to push past his stuff, his commentary, and we'll just look at the actual footage. So we'll be skipping around. Hold on. Alrighty, let me pull it up on the screen. Give it a second because I need a faster laptop. At least I finally talked to an IT guy that said what type of laptop or desktop I need and all the fans and everything. So that's good. So at least we got some advice on that.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Sit down, please. Come here. Come here. Get out over there.
All right. So what did you notice off top?
I really couldn't see because my glasses, but seemed like that it seemed like to me he wasn't complying. Like the officer was telling him to come here. Is that what I was seeing? Y'all got to forgive me because I need new glasses. I can't hardly see the screen.
Yeah, like if you listen to the audio, hold up.
Was hiring. It did it. It came.
Okay, like they were saying how the video, I might have to find another one, but basically we'll see he giving them lawful commands. Came here, he was real nice.
Yeah.
You know, and everything. So it's like, yeah, I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah.
No, he this and that. Like, I wonder if he got on Twitter. I ain't even gonna look. Because the other videos I see.
Huh?
No,
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to pull that one up and look at it, and take a look at it. But yeah, I know a lot of times, you know, I've seen several videos where, you know, sometimes people just would not obey the officer. They would just totally just doing what they wanted to do instead of complying with the officers. A lot of times, you know, they just give the officer no choice sometimes to do what they do.
Mm-hmm. And man, please, I got so many police stories. It's crazy.
I bet.
That's the time. I mean, that's where people don't get. It's just, I remember they like, just get them out the way. Just let them. I remember one time I got pulled over in Florida. That's when my license was suspended. I just moved down there. And I was in Eric's van. So I'm in Eric's van driving, police throwing lights. I'm like, oh, man. So I'm with this other guy, like one of our roommates that stayed in the dorm with us in that same building. So I was like, man, my license suspended. So he pulled us over, and the back window was out in the van because a couple nights before that, I got mad, punched the window out. So, so it was all taped up. So the officer pulled us over, and you know, I tried to get out the car all fast. He was like, nah. He was like, yeah, just. And he said, you know why I pulled you over? I was like, no. He said, well, that window was out. I said, oh yeah, that was. And I told him, I said I had broke it, like I was mad or whatever. So he said, let's run your license. So you ran my license, did all that stuff. Then he said, your license suspended. So I gave him some crazy story about, no, they ain't, because I did X, Y, Z. Basically, I was just lying. Yeah, I did all this stuff. And he said, well, you know, the car ain't in your name, and we have a problem with people stealing these type of vans that way, breaking out that window. I said, no, it's my roommate's van. So we called up to the room. You know, Eric was like, no, that's my van. I'm letting them use it to take so-and-so. Somebody should be in the car when he's taking them to the bank right across from campus. And once the cop verified that, he said, okay, get your license together. And he left. You know what I'm saying? So when I wasn't disrespectful when I was saying stuff about the license, I wasn't like yelling at him. No. I would just tell him, oh man, like, you know, like I was like, you suspended? I thought I had got that straight.
Right, exactly.
So he was cool. He was just like, well, get that license stuff straight. We just glad that the car ain't stolen. You know, have a nice day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like I said, and a lot of times, like I said, you get yourself in trouble because, like, just like you said, an officer actually, you know, let me see your driver license. You know, a lot of times people want to argue. You know, what you said, why put a? You know, it's just too much. Comply. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Comply, and you'll have a better chance, you know, at surviving or whatever the case may be than you will if you just continue to, you know, just not comply with the officer.
Yeah, just take the L.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you caught, you caught.
Period.
I think this video, I don't think this video shows it all because I was skimming over it, but we'll see what they show.
Okay.
Graphic images. Why need to warn?
Over on your stomach. Get over.
Yeah, they didn't show it all.
Please
don't do
this, sir. Please.
gotta stop it. Now, see, this is the part that drives me nuts. He was screaming to help me. Well, so?
Right.
Like, so what? You were screaming, help me. Help you for
Yeah.
what? Help you do what? Like, you not complying, you resisting.
Right.
Help me, please. Like, what do you?
Comply, and then yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, we'll just keep watching.
No, please help me. Please, 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 please.
Please what? And look at him. Like,
Exactly. When the officer called him over there, if he'd have just simply went and done like the officer asked, there would be no need to plead.
mm-hmm.
You know?
Did you know why they put, like, what was going on with that? Yeah.
No.
Oh, no. Let's hold on. Let's see. We'll cover it after this. Watch some more.
Help! They're trying to kill me. Hey, stop him! I'll tase you. No, stop him! Kill me. Stop you. Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Hey, buddy, stop me! Help! Help! Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. I'm gonna tase you. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Turn over. Turn over. I'm gonna tase you.
Which one is?
Turn over. Or I'm gonna tase you. Yes. Watch your elbow, party. You're trying to do it for me. You're trying to do it. Stop it. Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Okay, stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Stop resisting. Please stop.
How many times did it tell us?
Please. Please. I'm gonna tase you.
Oh, he
He's
did
trying to
tase
kill me.
us.
He's trying to kill me.
But that's not a good connection.
Stop it.
Now what you see what he's doing now is called drop stun.
Uh-huh. So what does that mean?
Don't resist.
Hold on, I'll explain in a second.
Resist. Please. Help. Do not move. I'm not resisting.
It's not really doing nothing to him.
Do not move.
Uh-huh.
You can tell.
I'm gonna tase you again.
Because when it does, you complying.
Right.
Hold up.
Right. Oh my God, I get it together.
So what it is that so when you fire deploy a taser, they had two probes to come out. So what he was real close to him. So the further you are, the more to spray it like this. Okay. So when that hits, when it's a bigger, like when it's a larger spread,
yeah,
you know, the current goes between those 2 points, and that's why you see people lock up. So what he did, he shot him. He was real close, so that the probes is this close together. Then he went to his shoulder to make a connection. Like so, it's real close and go another one, but and it's travel and all that part that travel locks up because the current going through it. Now the thing is, if that's working, he will be like,
right,
he just
right.
So, 2 reasons why it wouldn't work that I know or I remember. That it's not a good connection. And then if it is a good connection, he is so high and stuff that it ain't gonna work. So then that means, and this is what my opinion is, there's something that's called excited delirium. I told you about this before. Like somebody can be so high, whatever, and then when they start to crash, they never stop crashing, and then they just die. Like all organs, everything just fail.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So they said he had cocaine in his system. He was in a car accident. He was talking. If you watch the full video on the vest cam, he was talking incoherent. He wasn't making any sense. He was just, I said, man, this dude is out of his mind.
Okay.
And yeah, so I mean, so they're trying to say that the taser killed him? No.
Right. Oh, okay. So yeah, that was my question. I was wondering, was he high or something? But okay, yep, you answered it. Wow.
Yep, that's why he was all in the street, and that's when they had to go get him because he was out in the middle of traffic.
Wow. Okay. And so this young man died then.
Yep. Like I think 4 hours later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how I missed this one.
Yeah, it's not really getting a lot of momentum. I think he's supposed to be related to one of the BLM founders and stuff. It's kind of on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
But this is another one of those compliance things. I mean, in this case, he was so high
Right.
probably that he really couldn't comply because it was just high. But
Right.
yeah, they had kid gloves. That was kid gloves. What they could have technically did. I mean, they couldn't kill him, of course, but they waited a long time before they did the tasing that they did do.
Yeah, yeah. Because it definitely was like they didn't want to. They asked him over and over and over and over, to stop before they did tase him. So yeah, but like you said, he was just to the point where he was just so high, he just could not, so.
Yeah, and at that point, and he not complying and then out in the middle of the street and putting other people's lives in danger. I mean, at that point, or himself included by walking out in traffic.
Yeah.
I mean, they did well. I mean, they could have really, boy, we've seen police do some stuff to some people, boy, scrape them up. They weren't trying to hurt that guy. Or he have been hurt, like really hurt.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Boy,
wow.
I've seen police, man, his face has been scraped.
Right. Right,
man,
exactly.
They would have been hitting them in motor points because that's why there was some other, it wouldn't have worked neither, but because he was too high, most likely. But I taught defensive tactics, so there's motor points and there's places on the body where you can hit to make like the arm numb or do stuff or wrist locks. There's things you can do. But I've seen myself on camera. It looked crazy. And you're not doing that out of order. But yeah,
wow. Yeah, that's just too bad. It's too bad.
Yeah. And so the whole thing is that you're trying to get control of the suspect just before you can get him cuffed or get him into, the whole thing. It's just all about the control. They weren't trying to hurt that guy, like period.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to, boy, he would have been jacked up.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I said, they gave him several opportunities. Yeah, just unfortunate that it ended that way, but yeah.
And it's hard when you're wrestling with somebody because you have to be careful because you're trying to get somebody cuffed and they pulling at the same time. You pulling back. If you're not careful, you can dislocate shoulders, elbow, all this stuff. Like it's certain things we have to train and drill over and over. Like how you even walk with somebody when they cuffed or when you pick them up off we will literally train how to pick people up off the ground before you want to blow their shoulders out because you got them cuffed behind their back. And if you lift them up like that, you will injure their shoulders. So we will train thoroughly. It's a lot into doing that. And so, but you ain't got to worry about all that. If you ain't driving under influence and tear somebody else's car. Oh, this the other thing too. And he tried to jump in somebody else's car and take off in it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, like I said, they just had no other choice, but to tase him. It's better than, I don't know. Yeah, it's just
it's
too
better
bad.
than him getting shot.
Exactly. That's exactly what I want to say. Exactly. Yeah.
Because that's what they will argue. That's the argument. It's like, well, they shouldn't use lethal force that have died. You should use less lethal. They ain't use less lethal. Well, that killed him. Like, no, you don't even. I can see why. And I'm for real. If I didn't have the training I had, I can see why you would think that. So I'm not even dumping on people for think that the tasers killed them.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Because they just don't know. They don't know taser technology and how that worked and how they got fail safes. Even within their measures, what it was, how all of that stuff is recorded.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a camera on those tasers. And so they can pull up how much electricity is going into all that stuff is in that gun.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Everything is tracked. That's why you don't really hear nobody winning over a taser death. Taser got themselves covered.
Wow.
Shout out to Taser. Hope y'all don't get mad. I ain't gonna try to tell too much.
Right.
Just let me know later.
Right, exactly. Wow.
Yeah, but it's tracked. Everything is, yeah.
Yeah, just too bad. But yeah.
Because they know stuff can happen and people can they like, you ain't gonna be able to sue us. We got all the data of what happened in that situation.
You better be covered, but yeah.
I've never seen a green one, so I don't know who that is, but It might not, because they had other companies out too, though. But I know mostly about Taser.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's just all unfortunate. It's just too bad. But yeah, we've got to learn. We've got to learn just how to start taking responsibility. Period.
Yep. It's easy to point at somebody else. We just
Yeah.
gotta do
Yeah.
more looking at our own behavior and learn how
Right.
to carry ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to take the L. If it come down, it's like just like what I just got pulled over recently.
Uh-huh.
You're like going a little fast, weren't you? Like, yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And that's how I said it too. Like, yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Yep. And when I noticed him, I looked up and saw him, and I looked at the speedometer, and I was like, oh. Looked in the rearview mirror, so I turned around, like, well, why
They're
didn't
the lights.
why didn't get the insurance out? He was like, you think he coming at us? I was like, why else would he just turn around at the blue? Yeah,
right. You know when they coming for you.
Yeah, like we about the only one out here. Like we was out in the middle of the out in the county. So
Wow.
Like a bunch of traffic. So and I said, yeah. So it was just, didn't fight it. He said,
Right.
you ain't had no ticket or nothing, points. He said, just slow it down to get a short version. So I was like, okay, we didn't. You pulled us over because we black. And we was joking. We was like, as soon as he gets to the window, he's gonna be like, oh no, I don't put over the black people.
Wow. Yeah. Too funny.
Oh no. But yeah, it was cool though.
Okay. Yep. I had no idea you had got pulled over.
Yeah, it was the day after our anniversary. We went out of town. It was on our way back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, got pulled over. I took the back roads back.
Oh, okay.
Sure enough, I was just looking at. I was messing with the phone actually, like messing with GPS or something. You weren't paying attention, and I just looked up like, oh man.
Oh no. Well, at least
but I didn't tell them what I did. You know how we get. Well, I work for so and so, and I didn't do none of that.
Right.
I just, just took the L, but I didn't get an L. He didn't give me a ticket, so.
You see there? Yep. Comply. Do what you're supposed to do, and you have a better chance.
At the whole thing, we was all laughing because Wani got her stomach messing with us, so she had some Pepto-Bismol on her lap. She said he probably trying to hurry up and get me home because I got bubble guts, and he started laughing.
No, that's right. Wow. No, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, then that means you didn't know this. So a couple days after that, because I asked him what department he was with, and he told me so. And so I went to see the chief police, and it's a small town, like real small. So I went there, and I had on my my t-shirt on, like community liaison, like my polo shirt and stuff. And I said, yeah, I'd like to see the chief. So we went in there, and he said, hey, what can I do for you? And I said, oh yeah. I got pulled over by one of your officers the other day, and he had to look like, what?
Oh no.
Boy, I said, no. It was cool. Like he was real. I just wanted to let you know he was professional. He was good. He did his job. I just wanted to let you know that. I said he didn't know who I was or who I worked for. So I just wanted you to know that he did a good job. He was a professional. He said, you remember his name? I said, no, I didn't catch his name because I couldn't really see it. I just asked him what department he was with. Yeah. But a lot of times y'all get a lot of news about what officers do wrong. So I thought I at least want to let you know that, yeah, it was all good. So.
And right. And that's good because they deserve, recognition when they're doing a great job. They deserve that too, Yeah.
But yeah, I did want to let him sweat a little bit, like, oh no.
Yeah. I wish I could have seen the look on his face.
Yeah, and we talked for like an hour or so afterwards.
Yeah.
Just talking about what my position is and what to do, and find out that the school I went to, we actually played each other like in high schools. Our high schools played each other and stuff. So.
Oh, okay. That was
so we were talking about that. And
great.
So it was fun. It was fun. It was a good time. And I told him if you ever need me for anything, just let me know.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I had no idea. Your face looking up at that camera.
Yeah, I'm trying to go. I'm not trying to see what time we at. I know we passed. At least
Yeah,
we don't want to go past an hour.
right. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up real quick. There we go. Yeah, don't forget everybody that if you want to support Red Hope Foundation or be a sponsor of the show, a sponsor would get I don't know, we haven't set a limit what a sponsor would be. Like what's the minimum sponsor amount should be. So well, we'll just set it at 50 right now.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a sponsor of a show, like donate $50 to Red Hope, be a sponsor, we will get your logo and we will talk about you and your business, give you a shout out for being a sponsor for the show. Right now, at this point, we do want to say thank you to MCC.
Yes.
Due to the grants we received to them, we are able to get some of the equipment we got and some of the furniture we got through them, and we're going to be working with them even more so and have them on the show.
Yeah.
Eventually talk about what they do. So.
And I would also like to say, please, leave comments. We would love to hear your feedback. Just let us know. Like I say, we're just beginning, but we still would like to hear, feedback from you guys. That'll help us out a whole lot. Let us know. We know we got a lot to improve on, but yeah, we would just like to hear back from you guys.
One of the ways we're trying to improve, if you have Toastmasters in your area, please feel free to sign up and join the Toastmasters Club. And what Toastmasters is, they teach you how to do speeches and how to, like what you're doing. I bet you we go back and watch this because they have someone that's called a grammarian and they count the ums and uhs and repeats and we just destroying that because I call myself more than once.
Yeah, we would be in so much trouble right now. Fill up the page with ums, ahs, and so.
Yeah, like, oh my goodness. But yeah, so Toastmasters, find them in your local area, sign up the money, developing the skills, learn how to present in front of people. It's great. I love it. So when I worked I just did a filler word in. When I was working in the jail doing programming, they had Toastmasters in the jail. And at the time, I couldn't take it because of my work schedule. And I always promoted them. The guys inside, I promised them, I said, if I ever had time on my schedule to take it, I'm going to join the club and take it because I think it's something good to belong to. Word up. And then, of course, you signed up right after me. So
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
So shout
Did
out
we freeze up?
I think that's about it. Maybe ask her. I might have froze up.
Yeah, thank you.
Like I said, this may be getting hot. So you got anything you want to add goes out?
No, that's it. Just thank everyone. Yep. And like I said, just leave a comment. Please give us some feedback and we'll see you on the next show.
All righty. Well, next time.